Right then, I'm carrying on with using ratios and proportions. I wanted to tackle this very unusual question involving graphs, and the context is actually mobile phones, and it says the cost of calls on a mobile, just follow my pen, the cost of calls on a mobile phone is proportional to the length of the time in minutes. Okay, there's the linear relationship there, and that represents the cost of peak time. The cost per minute depends on whether calls are in peak or off-peak periods. You know that. This graph shows the cost of calls made in peak periods. Right? Make a copy of the graph. Well, I've done it. I've scanned it. In off-peak periods, the cost of a call is 15 pence per minute. Let's make life easy. I've now got to draw a line on my graph to show the cost of off-peak calls. If it's 15 pence per minute, let me go for 500 minutes, yes? So I want to go 500 times 15 equals 7,500 pence. So if I divide that by 100, I have got £75. So this is the calculation that I did actually. Let's work in blue here. What did I do? I went 15p times 500 minutes. That's going to cost me 7,500 pence, and that is £75. See, what I've now got is this coordinates 500 across and 75 up, which is really easy to plot. Now, in order to make a straight line, I'm going to put this little arrangement on it. So I'm now going to try and drag this point up to the point 0, 0, and I think that's lovely. Alright, so that is off peak, and I better label it as such, and that is off peak. So here I go. I'm now off peak there. Oh, no C in peak. Apologies to everyone. Off peak with a K. There you go. K. Right, that's that done. Tom makes a peak period call. There it is on the red line. That lasts half an hour. How much does it cost? Well, half an hour is 30 minutes, and this is really hard to read off this graph. But I'm going to have a go in yellow. 30 minutes. 1, 2, 3, I think is there. Let me try and use the straight line arrangement and work in yellow. So 1, 2, this is really, really hard. I think it's about there. Then I'll turn left, and that looks like £7.50. But anyway, 3 squares along is 30 minutes, and hit the red peak line, turn left. It looks like between £5 and a tenner, so it's £7.50 I'm going for. Well, that's my story, I'm sticking to it. So I make that, let's go to blue, I make that £7.50 for a half an hour call in peak time. How much would Tom have saved if he had made the call in an off-peak period? Well, half an hour off-peak. Again, if you look over here, I'm going to try and go green now. I'm going to go up to the blue line and turn left and come across here freehand. It looks like £5. So you saw how I did that. I hope the camera zoomed in on that little region there. How much would he have saved? Well, that's going to be my £7.50 peak, take away my £5, so I would have saved £2.50 had I waited patiently and gone off peak. Now, next part, Bill spends £12 on a peak period call, so I'm going to use the red line in a minute. How much would the same length call have cost in an off-peak period? Well, let's see how many minutes the £12 bought him. So let's go to my line facility, and we'll use black, I think. Right, £12, that's 2 squares. It's really hard to see, I'm telling you. 1, 2, I'm guessing really. That goes across and then down. Oh, that looks like 50 minutes. So 50 minutes reading off the off-peak there. So off-peak is there. It looks like £7.50, honestly. I read across there just like that. So our peak time, £12 for 50 minutes. How much would the same length of call cost in off-peak? Well, there's my black line, 50 minutes. Hit my blue line and turn left. It looks very much like £7.50, just judging by the screen. And if you make it something different, obviously, because you can see better than I can close up on paper, but I'm going to go for £7.50 again. as opposed to £12. Again, I've shown the working there. It's a shame most of the mathematics is happening in this corner here. It's very unsatisfying. But anyway, let's see what we can do. A contract phone costs £15 per month. You get 60 minutes of free calls and pay for all the other calls at 20p a minute. Draw a graph. Okay, I can do that. So 15 per month, whatever happens. So my graph is going to start here and I'm going to go across 60 minutes. Is that alright? So let me do a different colour graph completely. Might need a different flavour line. Let's try something greeny like that. Hopefully that will work. Where's that greeny colour gone? Let's do that greeny colour then. Alright, so now I'm going for £15 per month and that gives me 63 minutes. So for the first 60 minutes I'm paying that. Is that alright? So I think I've overshot it by about a square, but anyway, forgive me. So that goes across there, 60 minutes for that flat rate of £15. And then I pay everything else at 20p per minute. Okay then, so let me have a look. Let me choose something like 400 for example. So 400 times 20 equals 8,000 pennies, so that's £80. So on 400 I've gone up to £80. So that's that just there. And now I've got to join that line to that line. Alright then, so hopefully that'll be good. Right, let's see if I can do this. So that to that. And that is the new question that I've done. Looks about right to me. It's not brilliant, but that's what I see there. So how did I do that? Well, I know I've got these 60 minutes already paid for within the £15 there, and then I was told to go for 20p per minute, so I chose, what did I choose? I'll show you. I chose 400 times 20p, that's 8,000 pennies, that's £80. So I plotted the point 400, 80, and this part of the relationship is totally linear and in proportion. This part is part of the line, but it's not in proportion. So I've drawn the graph, and Bill uses a contract phone, so this line should in fact be labelled contract. So there we go. And that's my contract that Paul uses, or Bill uses rather. Bill uses a contract phone. Is the cost of the calls proportional to the length of the calls? Answer, no. So let's just say that straight away, no, because the relationship is not linear. Make it clear. It does not pass through, I hope it fits, 0, 0. Okay? If this is totally linear, then obviously 0 time costs £0. But clearly, even if Bill doesn't even use the contract phone at all, he still has to pay £15 for the month for the privilege of just having it. So it's not a straight line relationship, it's not linear. So no, because the relationship is not linear and it does not pass through the point 0, 0. And then it will be linear, just like the peak and the off-peak arrangements. And right, that's that one. I'm glad that one's over, but it was fun though. Emotional but fun.